What's popping, guys? Welcome back to Ether Games. Today I'm going to do a showcase video of some of the new cards in the newest Astronomica set, Compendium 1. Now if you're new here, Astronomica is the card game I've been drawing and designing for the past couple of years. Compendium is a new reprint set with a new template, background art for some unit cards, and cleaner effect text, along with new cards. Now while there is a bunch of new artwork for a bunch of reprints from set 1 and set 2, there is also a good batch of new cards designed to create some new decks or buff some weaker strategies. I'll go by faction and focus on a few of our favorite cards from playtesting, but this isn't every new card in the set. I'll do a full set reveal later. Now let's get started with Legion Core. Legion Core humans finally get a boss monster in Grand Paladin, a chunky 6-attack Giga Chad that can stop a human from being destroyed by card effects. He works great with the new Rebel card, Chevalier Revolutionary, a 4-attack rebel that gives every human or rebel the ability to sacrifice themselves to boost their stats. Teamwork makes the dream work, or in this case it's more like team sacrifice, but don't think about it. On the Saber side, we have the powerful Genesis Matriarch, who allows all of your tiny drones to become beefy 5-attack units. This works great with cards like the new Penguin Bot, a small drone with the Resolute keyword, allowing him to win fights against units with the same attack, along with the new powerful ongoing event Dockside Warehouse, allowing drone decks to swarm the field. Just make sure you still have the resources available to play the cards you find. Astute viewers might also notice Genesis Matriarch is a retro version of a unit from set 2, Prime Matriarch. There's a few cards like that. Lastly, mech decks aren't left out because they get the new powerful Frontline Automaton, a unit who can replace himself when destroyed with a card effect. You can use a card like Maximum Upgrade from the Dyson Advent Starter deck to destroy him, search Dyson Engine, and play him on the same turn. Kakitos has a few new tricks as well. Mystician Mind Thief is a great new tech card that can copy any unit's effects. I love to put this card in any deck I can. Emerald Wing is also a new card that can be used during your opponent's turn, and can swoop in to keep you alive if you're falling behind. Galvanic Blast is a new flexible field wipe for fairies and a few other decks that can benefit from bouncing. And Auxiliary Force is a great new card that makes vanilla decks good to play. It's an extremely cheap and easy to play version of Invoked Soul, and if you can make do with simple creatures, it's powerful. Lastly, the Morgana and Merlin deck from set 1 and a little bit of set 2 gains the most powerful removal in the game with Mystic Reprisal, an event that can destroy both an ongoing event and munitions card, along with a unit at the same time. Now Babylon gains 2 new powerhouse units to build around. The first is Nicias, Heart of the Slaughter, a unit for people who love to live on the edge and have a crippling adrenaline addiction. If you have 1 life left, he becomes a berserker against your opponent's fragile life, gaining double damage and rush. And if you die to some dumb lame burn effect, he just says no and re-heals you. Now Mikas is another card that forms a new deck around removing cards from the game. With his ability to gain keywords from cards that get removed from the game, you can combo him with cards like Fire Blast, deal damage, and power up your own boss monster. Dragonforge is a powerful new ongoing event that unifies Draken and Dragon decks with munition decks. It's a continuous mill effect, and that alone can be powerful, and it combos well with some great dragon cards around all the sets. Get out your set 1 dragon rares, folks. Plus, Dark Pact is the most insane draw card ever printed in the game. By hitting 1 life, you could draw up to 4 cards in 1 turn. Just be careful. Most of the time when I did this in playtesting, I lost to a Flame Blast next turn. Stamans are a powerful new faction of plant-based pirates designed by Kai from Astrom Cross. The deck manipulates flora counters, which allow them to gain powerful effects as the game goes on. The keyword Growth produces a flora counter at the end of each turn, and based on the amount you have or the amount you spend, you can allow cards to gain double damage or attack for each counter, draw 2 cards in a turn, or add units from your discard pile at no negative. Plus, they have the extremely powerful endgame boss of the new Legion card, the Delphinium Kings, a 7-attack Legion unit that can pretty much delete the field with its keywords at full power. Before we jump into the rest of the Legions though, we have 2 awesome new crossover cards coming from the community. The first one is the powerful Infinite from Chaos Galaxy. I'm so happy to show this card off. Knights in Chaos Galaxy are an archetype of low star cost vanilla or normal creatures that fight together. To help transfer that theme over, Infinite gains attack for each crossover or vanilla card you have already played and discarded in the game, getting stronger with more allies and being a boss monster for the crossover deck. He goes great with the new crossover planet card, Astrom X, from Astrom Cross. Astrom X is also known as the Nexus of all realities in that game, and it really shows it off here, having all 3 unique resources from every faction. And if you play crossover cards here, they're free to play. Now lastly, let's talk legions. Each legion is designed to help spawn some cool new decks with their unique effects. CEOs Alice and Magnus are on Chain of Command, which lets you and your opponent both explore for free and explore twice. Naomi is on Evolution of Nature, making playing iron cards easier and can instantly kill boss monsters in battle. Lineage of Destiny features Future Sight Occultist and allows you to play cards from the top of both players' decks. And Morgana and Merlin return for the Amrai Magicians, a cheap way to satisfy the effect from Mystic Reprisal, and it grows bigger as your Coven deck grows into the late game. Then we have Cronus, the Primal Titan and the leader of the Pantheon, the gods in the Babylon Force, and he shows it in power. With the ability to keep attacking again and again, and with Rush on the first turn, you could attack 5 times and wipe out a lot of units. And lastly, we have the Tenebrous Pact, 2 gods from the Pantheon. The Tenebrous Pact allows you to remove the top card from both players' deck to let them gain attack. There's some great ways to use this, and I showed you one already in this video. But yeah, that was a quick look at some of the great new cards coming in Compendium. Let me know which cards have your favorite art, which cards sound the coolest to play with, and I'm going to have some new battle videos with some crazy decks coming online soon. Thank you for tuning in as always and sticking with me, and remember, always stay wavy.